Troy, what were your thoughts on the game?
Oh boy. Great to get the 3 points. I think we're very happy. Those are going to be 3 points that are going to be important for us. I had a little message for the group after the game just about, I think our standards, we'd like to know or like to think that they're better than that performance. And it doesn't take anything away from the win and the 3 points because there was a lot of great things in that game. But I tried to give a little story about, if someone new was coming into the rink tonight and watched the Sceptres for the first time, could they leave that rink knowing what we do well? And I don't think they could tonight because I don't think we consistently did any one thing that's in our identity. So nice that you got away with it tonight, and we found a way to get 3 points. But as the year gets, to the playoffs and deeper, that's going to cost you more times than it's not.
What are you looking to change in these next couple games on the road before you head into the break?
Generally play that other way. So someone in that building would be able to say, geez, that team, knows when to make plays. They know when to, give up on a play and get it deep and get a good forecheck. And, they're just connected and doing what needs to, what successful teams do. And I think at times we did it, so I don't want anybody to think that we didn't do that at all tonight. I just believe we didn't do it consistent enough for our potential.
What did you make of Daryl's performance and being able to help you guys out with 2 goals?
Yeah, I mean, obviously unbelievable. The first one was, very few people are going to cut across like that and still get that much on the puck. She's got a ton of talent and just has a knack to score goals. So, yeah, it was great for her to have a couple tonight. And, you just you almost just grow to expect that in a way. And I don't mean to put pressure on her, but that's, when you see her coming down, that wing and she's going to cut across the mid lane of the ice, you just kind of expect it, but very few people can do that as consistent as she can.
Daryl, what is it that you find in the slot area that works so well for you in being able to cut across that way?
I think I try to generate a lot of speed in the neutral zone and then just, carry that momentum, cut across. I think it's really challenging for the defender to have to step up or pivot, swivel their hips, and try to keep playing me as I cut across. So.
And the last time you had scored a goal, there had been 5 games, but you also had a 2-goal game in that one. Did it feel good to be able to snap that drop for yourself tonight?
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully, I'm more consistent here on out heading into the end of the season.
I wish my droughts were 4 games.
Making a new D partner for you today. Your first impressions getting to play with Anna?
Yeah, she's great. Jumped right in, made a difference. We're chatting a lot, just trying to get used to each other, but she brings a lot of leadership qualities and some really great national team experience, and so I'll look to lean on her and develop my game as well underneath her.
Does it change anything for you getting to play with a righty on that offside?
I think it's more natural, but you kind of make it work. It's definitely an advantage, but yeah, it's nice.
How much confidence does it give you the way that Suki's been part of my life?
Yeah, she's, we talked about the rough start. I think she had a rough start. We had maybe a rough start as well. Just nice to get her back on track and playing confident. She is one of those goalies that just thrives off the confidence that she gets through her play and the confidence that our team gives her. She seems to be in a good place right now, so it's good. And I've always talked to you guys about Kirk as well. I think Kirk did an outstanding job in that supportive role to get us back on track as well. And I definitely think Kirk deserves some opportunity here as we close out the regular season and potentially in the playoffs as well. I think we may not even be in the situation we're in right now if it wasn't for some of the games Kirk played as well. So I think as a goalie trio, all 3 of them have really done their job and done a great job for our team.
Megan, last week when we were talking to Renata,
talking about how you guys are really trying to keep the other team to the outside, and obviously a player like Sarah Fellier on the other side of the ice. What are you looking for in an opponent to make sure that you're keeping them to that outside towards the boards as a defender?
Yeah, I think just keeping a good gap and good stick details are important, trying to steer them toward the board so you can close off the play early.
Daryl, obviously big name. What were you seeing out there?
I felt good out there tonight. And I usually get a lot of shots, and thankfully tonight, they were going in.
On that second shot, like the second goal, sorry, what are you seeing there? Just throwing it on net, just open?
Yeah, we work a lot in practice on kind of whipping the puck towards the net, and I was climbing the wall, and the opportunity to kind of cut in and just throw it on net presented itself, so glad it worked out.
Any worries that it was going to get called back?
Yeah, a little bit. Like, we were watching it on the bench on the iPad, and we weren't too sure, but yeah.
How much did the game change? I guess this is for Coach. When the score went from 2-0, it looked pretty much like everyone was comfortable. It looked like everybody tightened up. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I would say there was a goal like that. It obviously went in from behind the goal line. I think it's a tough play. It's like, I think our goalie coach kind of summed it up. It's a bad goal for us. It's a great goal for them. Like, that's not fluke. Carpenter did that intentionally. Obviously Soupy would want to have that one back, but no matter what, when you're trending in the right direction and something like that happens, I think it's natural for everybody to just have a little bit of a reset, and sometimes it takes you a shift or two to get through that. And that's just something you try to manage as a team. It's tough too, because on the bench a lot of times it's the conversation about, okay, like sometimes even just, it's almost like polishing up a problem, right? Like if something bad happens and we want to talk about it, it tends to snowball more into a problem instead of, sometimes you just need, like something we've talked about before is like a one play philosophy. You just need one player to do one thing that stops the kind of the trend in that bad direction. And I thought it just took a couple shifts for us to get back on track.
How tough is it to game plan against a team like York that's looking for the amount of wins that they need to try to sneak their way in, but also have the talent that they do, including talent you're familiar with, like Fillier?
We try to be as honest as we can with our athletes about what we think the opposition looks like coming into our game. And, at times this year, we probably believe that New York was not as detailed as they could be. Recently, I think, even though they were losing some games, probably the last 4 or 5 games, including their last 2 games that they won, they seem to have a different commitment to their team game. They seem to be a lot more connected. They just seem to be playing the right way. So, the last couple of days when we're talking about New York, it's about how good they are coming into our building. So to not take them for granted or not take them or treat them like a 6th-place team, I strongly believe they're as dangerous as everybody if they figure things out, commit to playing the right way. And I think you saw signs of that tonight. Just nice that we held them off.